right, so here I am talking with two more of St. Luke's finest. This has been a parade of really just outstanding Wildcats. So introduce yourselves if you wouldn't mind, please.
I'm Bailey Batchelor. I'm a senior here. Been here for a very long time, and it's been a great experience.
When did you start, Bailey?
Oh, I started in K3, so this is my 15th year.
Okay, that has been a while.
A very long time.
And next to you is?
I'm Kate Eden. I'm also a senior, but I've been here since 6th grade.
I know one thing that we're hoping that we can do is find more ways for the arts, and I'll put this in air quotes, right? For the arts to be present, which includes sometimes areas of overlap, right? Where, for example, if there's a performance that might be happening, that the students that are involved in fine art can be involved somehow in what's happening up on stage, even if that's just producing art that's related to the themes of the show, for example.
Nice. I do like getting involved with the other arts departments when I do stuff like that. So I'm getting to design t-shirts.
Sure.
That's been really fun. Yeah.
Bailey, what about you?
I've been a part of theater and chorus ever since middle school and even into high school. But as Kate said, there is a lot of, we're trying to get the art students to come into the theater and paint sets, or even to build sets, and then with chorus and band trying to incorporate them together and trying to make concerts or even have instrumentals for our musical. But yeah, my biggest experience here, I've had a lot of experiences both in theater and in chorus, but the one experience in between the two is probably the festivals that we've been to. For theater, it's Trombauer, and for chorus, it's All State, and I've participated every year that's possible. It's such a great experience to get to know students like you from all across the state.
Here's a question that I've asked a lot of folks over the last year or so, and I'm going to ask each of you this question. What is the best thing about St. Luke's?
Okay, the best part of St. Luke's for me, I think, is its sense of community. It's a community that you won't find really at any other school, and especially for how long I've been here, I just have known more and more people that have pushed me in the right direction and been proud of my achievements and my accomplishments and have pushed me to work harder. And with that sense of community, you can also have opportunities. I've had so many opportunities to sing the national anthem at football games and to have solos on stage and to be a part of this ever-growing community. And also, even at the lower campus, I've been able to work after school with the choirs, with the choristers and then the adult choir, and just pursue my love of music there. And I don't think I would be able to find that for myself anywhere else. So definitely the sense of community that you find here, and then what you can do in that community and how crucial every single person is.
Nice. Thanks, Bailey. Kate, what are you?
For me, it's normally when you think of smaller schools, you don't really think of there being a whole lot to do, but I think that this school is really an exception to that.
It's the opposite almost,
Yeah,
right? There's more things to do than you might be able to actually fit in your day.
Even though this school is smaller compared to other schools, I really think there is something for everybody. And when you find that, it's really easy to get into it. I tried to take theater my freshman and sophomore years, but due to scheduling issues, I couldn't. And I jumped in my junior year and got a lead in the play for my first play that I had done since 6th grade. And I got a lead and I was accepted into the theatrical community pretty quickly.
Right.
And now I couldn't see not doing theater my senior year. It's a really accepting community where you can really find anything for anyone, which I think it's great because with larger schools there's a lot of stuff to do, but it's also kind of impersonal. But this school is kind of an exception where there's a lot of stuff to do and it's very personal. So
Nice.
it's a nice combination of the best things about large and small schools.
So one thing that I want to make sure that both of you hear, this is true for athletics in a sort of obvious way, but it's also true for the performing arts and to a certain extent for the fine arts as well, in a somewhat less obvious way. I really appreciate as seniors what you have done, what you're doing this year to give inspiration to the younger students who see you up on stage, or who hear you, or who see the work that you've done and become interested themselves in doing those things. We think about the young student that sees the football player out on the field and says, that's who I want to be. Well, you know what? There's a student that sees you up on stage and says, that's what I want to be. We wouldn't have a future in our arts program if it weren't for the present that we now have because of your involvement. And so I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Part of your maturation as a performer is overcoming the reluctance to put yourself out there on stage. But you talk to folks that are world famous, that have been doing it for a long time, and they will say, no, I still feel that, right? But I've learned to master it. I've learned to overcome it, but it doesn't go away. I respond to it differently.
Mm-hmm.
And with young kids, sometimes, you don't want to just sort of push them out there, but you also want to say, then listen, I understand, I get it. I still feel that too. Go and do it, and you will put that to the side almost immediately, and you'll perform, and you'll come off the stage, and you'll never feel better than you feel in that moment. But you have to sort of have the courage to do that. It's not an easy thing. So.
I really feel that because my first play that I was in since 6th grade, my junior year, I was the first and only person on stage, and I had an opening monologue, and it was long, and I had to pretend like I was crashing in an airplane, but I didn't have an airplane, so I just had to pretend, and I felt a little silly, but it didn't look silly, but I felt silly. First play I was ever doing, opening monologue. It was a big push, but I'm really glad that I got over the fear and reluctance to do that. I'm really glad that I was able to do that because now I feel confident on stage.
Sure.
Yeah. It's a big change, but
Yeah.
it was a welcome one.
Well, thank you both very much for talking with me. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
Go Wildcats!